I don't have to. No, you don't. You have the right to vote, but you don't have to. And I didn't. I honestly thought that Hillary Clinton would win the election hands down. And election night, November 8th, I was absolutely astounded to see that Donald Trump had defeated her in the Electoral College after losing by approximately 2 to 3 million votes in the popular vote. So I'm not going to get into the Electoral College right now and the effect of the popular vote versus the Electoral College vote, which is our system based on our Constitution. I'm just simply going to say that there's absolutely no way I would have voted for Donald Trump. Why? Well, there's a lot of you Trumpers out there that are absolutely ecstatic about the fact that he's taking office here in 8 hours. The pause that you just heard was me gathering my thoughts about what to say, because I do this, as I say every time, extemporaneously. I don't know what this guy is going to do. He's never held public office before. He's never been in the military except for military school. I don't know what he knows about the military. I don't know what he knows about being commander-in-chief. You know, he claims that he has surrounded himself with a cabinet that has the highest IQ of all time. And I heard a gentleman tonight on CNN state that he really didn't know how he could claim that when Washington had Adams, Jefferson, Madison, the framers, our founding fathers, as cabinet members. I think that's probably a pretty good group of people to work with. You know, if I was the President of the United States and you gave me the opportunity to pick a cabinet, living or dead, I'd definitely take the framers of the Constitution and the founders of this country, because they had to be some kind of super smart to put this thing together and to put together a democracy and this way of life and a constitution for which we live by. So I'll take those guys over Trump's cabinet anytime. In fact, I'll take them over any cabinet in history. So, am I a fan of Donald Trump? No. Just like I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton. Too many skeletons in the closet for Hillary. Donald, too many unknowns. Would I have voted for Bernie Sanders had he been the Democratic nominee? Absolutely. I would have been glad to cast my vote for Bernie Sanders. Primarily because I think he's a knowledgeable, reasonable person that understands the inner workings of our government. I don't necessarily follow all of the socialistic views and progressive views that he takes, but I would have taken my chances with him over the other two. So I'm bearing my soul to you, and I'm telling you now my political position. You will disagree with me. Some may agree with me. But that's our right as citizens, isn't it? And it's okay either way, because that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what a democracy is. It's two different views coming together and somehow doing what is right for the people. It's a fallacy in the two-party system, but yet it's what we have, it's not going to change anytime soon. So we have to work with it as best we can, and we have to accept the consequences. And we just have to hope that things will turn out okay. And I just have to wish Donald Trump good luck as the 45th President of the United States. I have to wish him well. I have to, just to be sane, hope that he makes the right decisions along the way with regard to everything. I hope that his cabinet can corral him. I hope that he stays off Twitter and doesn't blow it. And I have to wish him the best of luck. I have to say I hope he's successful. Because right now, folks, that's all we've got. So as long as we have hope, we do have something to hang on to. And I'm still standing, like Elton John was singing about, because I still have hope. I still have hope in America. I still have hope for the United States. I still have hope for this presidency. I have hope for this Congress, that they will get off their butts and do things to help the American people, that they will reform a good tax code, and that it will be fair, and that they will come up with an acceptable health care plan for the citizens of the United States, and that they will pass the proper legislation to fix our infrastructure. And I sure as hell hope they don't try to build a wall along the southern border. I think there's other ways to handle that. Donald Trump's going to be able to, very soon, I hope, appoint a Supreme Court justice. I have no idea who that'll be. You have to assume it's going to be a conservative, which will tip the balance of the Supreme Court 5-4 in favor of conservative judges versus the more liberal judges. And shortly he may have a second appointee, and I'm sure that'll be another conservative. So I think that we can look forward to a conservative Supreme Court, and the rulings of the Supreme Court to come will be of a conservative nature. I hope that we can maintain the equal rights that people have gained through the Obama administration. The LGBT rights that people have received based on a Supreme Court ruling, I think is very important to the United States. Whether you agree with the LGBT community, same-sex marriage, equal rights for women, or not, it's something that, in my opinion, in today's society, not only do we have to look at it with open eyes, but we have to embrace it because it's real, it's here. So why not wish the LGBT community well and let them have the rights and let them conduct themselves in the manner in which they want to. And black lives do matter, and white lives matter, and Latino lives matter, and Asian American lives matter, and Muslim lives matter. Everybody matters. That's what this melting pot of the United States is all about. We weren't here. Our ancestors weren't here. We came from everywhere. So, we're all a mix. You could pick any one of us up at the pound. That's what we are. And if you'll notice, without you thinking this is racist at all, because of interracial marriage and interracial birth, we're becoming brown. We're not becoming blackish like the TV show. We're becoming brownish. People that come here from the Middle East, from South America, the Latinos, the blacks, intermingling with white people, Asians, other light-skinned people. We're becoming a brown society, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you believe in biblical passages, and I'm not going to cite one, but Adam and Eve were dark-skinned, according to the Bible. And people got lighter skinned as the population grew through from what was originally the Iraqi area all across Europe and Asia, and finally to the United States and South America, Australia, other colonies. So maybe we're just returning to our roots from a biblical standpoint and not from a Big Bang standpoint. Well, it's okay with me with we turn brown. It's okay with me if everybody has the same rights. And that's not a liberal view, it is just a realistic view. And if you take that as a liberal view from me, you're taking it incorrectly. So, let's still have hope. And let's press forward, and let's do the best we can. Let's be the best citizens we can be. And let's push for goodness and greatness. Not winning, like Donald Trump says. It's not about winning. It's about compromise. It's about coming up with conclusions and answers and solving problems that make sense for the bulk of the society. That's what we need to be doing. Yes, we need to quit fighting among ourselves. We hear all this talk about a nation divided. Well, we've been divided for a long, long time over any number of issues. But if ever there was a time to unite, if ever there was a time for people to come together, it's now. I don't think it's fair to ask Donald Trump to unite the United States. I don't think that's something that one person can do. I think that's something the 360 million people should be working on. We should be doing it ourselves. We should help our government. We elect them. We send them there to represent us. But why don't we start by representing ourselves as good citizens and the right way? Why don't we solve the racial problems